Welcome back to Vox Machina, Season 3, Episode 10, To the Ends of the World. To me, that says, again, I'm not letting Percy go. I feel like we need to go to the underworld or something, bring his soul back. Okay, speaking of that, I mentioned it already, so I need to keep that in mind, but his soul is, like, captured by Orthax, right? So, I think we have to somehow deal with that demon before we can free his soul up. And also Cash, you know, I don't want to say Cash is a lost cause and he's dead, but also, I mean, he was ushered to the Raven Queen. So, like, I feel like if we took his soul back, it would be kind of like, okay, why are you taking his souls? Why are you taking the Raven Queen's souls? So I think Cash has to stay dead. But anyways, that's kind of my thought. But it also could just be maybe world trotting, you know, so the ends of the world could just be literal, like, we got to go find Raishan now. She went somewhere. Yeah, great episode last time. Can't wait to see where we go. So let's get in this episode and see what happens.
I knew. This entire time I've known, but I couldn't convince anyone.
Wait, what are you doing?
Not waiting for anyone else's approval. Not relying on anyone anymore.
Well, shit. Like, I get it, but now's not the time. You know, we want to go after you now. We want to help, but it sucks because she's just, I don't want to say she's emotional, but, you know, she's rightfully angry. See, Whispered One right here, the Orb of Annihilation. That's probably the last bit of this season, or tease for the next season at least. This whole group is splitting apart.
Before Vox Machina, there was you and me. And we never left business unfinished.
If this is what you want, sister, I'm with you.
Damn.
Scanlan? Scanlan? Hey, Scanlan!
Yeah, that's
Yes, I got booze! And naked ladies covered in booze!
Oh,
Buddies, you just might be right.
singing
I
the
gotta
song.
find a Lauren. Don't move until I get back.
Have Kaylee come wake him up, maybe.
Sorry, it's Pike. Hello, you know me, sorta. Listen.
I'm her ride.
Then how come he never came to see me? He did. Tried, anyway. Kaylee, he risked everything to find you. Okay, fine. I did, you know, we were gonna try to... we don't need to talk about that.
But like I said, I get it, Keyleth, but like, you're gonna 1v1 Raishan, is that what? Or I guess maybe she's gonna go get some Shari.
None of this matters if I can't find Raishan.
There is an ancient ritual. It can locate someone over vast distances, known by only a handful of Earth Ashari. They will not share it without permission from the Council.
Well,
Then you better call a meeting.
she needs to do her Armente anyways, right?
At least until Raishan betrayed us. And I know it's my duty to stop her.
Absolutely not. You're not ready.
I'm not the same girl you knew when I left. I have passed through fire and become one with it. You have no idea what Raishan is capable of.
Our elders afflicted her with a corruption that will eventually be her end.
They're the ones who did it.
Wait. We cursed her with that disease?
And now you're asking to what? Skip ahead in your Aramente and learn this dangerous rite? It could kill you.
See, I
As
would have just
Ashari,
been like,
our
can you
mission
guys
is to
do the
guard
spell
the
for
gifts.
me and I'll go
Raishan
kill
may
her?
blame us for her condition. You may have personal animosity with her. But that cannot supersede your duty, and it does not justify the risk.
I think it's reasonable. Reasonable denial.
A pepper box.
Oh.
You chose the wrong door, lad.
Don't be trimming another who keeps the cloak.
Suppose we be doves then.
Ah. Vex.
Vex, get off, get off! Sister!
He was about to kill you.
No, he wasn't. He's clasped.
It's cool. Thieves can't.
This council is adjourned.
Wait!
Not yet.
Yeah.
To wait out Raishan's disease, to shut up and stay on my armamente. But that's not leadership. It's cowardice. My path is my own. A real leader is willing to give up everything for what she believes. That's who I'll be when I sit on this council as the voice of the Tempest. And I'm ready to fight for it. I'm ready to die for the people I love.
I don't know how to feel.
You can deny me, Headmaster Ovinda. But I will not leave this arena unless I hear the same from each council member.
Matisse, you have no connection to this dragon. You won't be able to perform the ritual for her.
Which is why I will teach the girl.
I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it at the end. I have mixed feelings on that.
Still nothing. We should just go down there and force someone to talk.
Stabby, I know you want to find her, but we can't lose our heads.
A nexus of intersecting arcane ley lines
Oh, that's
will help
fun.
you access those same abilities.
Are those all dead people?
Wait, these were people?
Yeah. Yeah. Look at their...
Like a mighty elm sprouting from a single seed, you must anchor your power and allow it to grow.
I am not missing her.
Okay, but is it her? Before we go guns blazing. What is what? He's just chilling. I guess this whole dock is bad guys because they have guns.
Your turn to roll.
They playing Catan?
Put someone snooping around the docks.
That's a calming thought.
Oh, it is Deborah Wilson. Okay, love her.
It's too much. I can't stay connected.
Hold focus, Keyleth.
No! Why can't I do this?
The fuck you doing here, young?
Anchors away! Hold it. Boss told me to do the honors.
What the fuck is that?
Why?
Yeah, I was gonna say free her first before we worry about fighting.
What were you thinking? You almost ruined us.
I'm sorry. If I stop, even for a moment, everything I feel about Percy comes rushing back.
You have the broom. You can fly. Like why?
Nature can
I guess 'cause
sense
they're
when
trying- I don't
something
know.
is holding you back.
Like the plan was to fight.
Try
So like.
again. Focus. Reconnect with the soil.
I won't fail! No. It's something else.
Is she seeing this?
Welcome aboard.
Okay, it is Ripley.
Ripley.
In my opinion, a bit of a weaker episode, but I mean, it's to be expected because we had such a climactic fight last episode. I knew it was going to be a slower paced thing, but I just... to me, the show is weakest when it splits the cast up. You know, I think the characters have such a great dynamic together that it loses that momentum when the party gets split like this. You know, it happened in season 2. I think those episodes were kind of weaker in my opinion. The Fey Realm and then the gnomes together, you know, that kind of shit. I think it had great moments, you know, and I like the end result of those storylines, but just as far as the episodes themselves, they tended to be a bit weaker in my opinion. So yeah, same thing here. It's just like, and also, but it's also I think just a mood thing. You know, the mood of the show is that like the party is split, and you know, there is no more Vox Machina. People died. People are, you know, Scanlan's hurt. So like everyone's down, and you know, it is sort of supposed to feel that way too. So maybe that's part of it. You know, we'll see going forward. Let's start with the gnomes, since that is a smaller or shorter thing to talk about. You know, we have Pike going to go find Kaylee, trying to convince her that, hey, go see your father. Maybe it'll wake him up. I like that thought. I don't know. Like it's either gonna be it's gonna work or it's not gonna work. I think it's more interesting if it doesn't work, but also like I want it to work. So here's to see where that goes. I'm really like, as much as I like Scanlan and the storyline of him, you know, for whatever reason, I'm like really growing attached to Scanlan as a character and to his storyline. I think I'm just more interested in Pike right now and trying to get some resolution for what's going on with her. So the fact that we're kind of, yes, Scanlan is in dire straits right now. We need to help him. I get it. But I'm also just like, I want to know what's going to happen with the Pike. Keyleth going to the Ashari, having the council meeting. Okay, so the second time she talks to the council, like, I agree she should get, you know, laws are laws, and at the end of the day, this one person is not speaking for everyone. It's a council, so in theory, everyone should have a voice, right? So I get that argument that she was going with, and I agree with that. What I don't think is, like, she talks about how she's earned it, but I don't know. It's a tough thing of, like, traditions sometimes need to be broken, so I can see her argument there of, like, you know, I didn't fully complete the Armente, yes, but, like, I'm working on it, I've done all this shit, so, like, I'm worthy. But at the same time, she just comes across as, like, petulant child. And I don't like that, you know. I know that Keyleth and Marisha have had such a harsh time. I know, especially when the campaign first came out, campaign 1. I hope that things have gotten better over the years, but I know that she was kind of like the black sheep of the cast. So I'm trying to give grace to Keyleth's character, to Keyleth in this, but I'm also just like, I don't know, like that's why I was kind of on the fence about her whole thing, because I'm like, yes, I get that she needs to, like, get the chance to prove herself. You know, that's another thing. It's like she is worthy and all that shit. She deserves the chance to try. A little bit rough. It's like, I don't know. It's just stomping your way through everybody to get what you want is also not a good look. And it's a complicated discussion because it's, you know, it's also just not Mary Sue. It's what's the word? Misogyny. It's internalized misogyny. I'll say. It's something I'm trying to not, you know, everyone should try not to have. I don't believe I do generally, but I mean, that's something that other people should decide for themselves if I do or not. Roundabout way of saying, you know, because she is a female character, do I feel this way about her because, you know, she's a female? If she was a male character, would I care as much that she is kind of like, no, I'm gonna do what I want, and you gotta tell me, you know, you're gonna give me the answer. I don't know, I can't say, but it's a difficult thing of, like, I get where she's coming from. I empathize to a certain extent. I think there was a way to put your foot down about it and also make a good argument. It was very emotional, and again, emotional, that's another word that is used to demonize women. So as you can tell, I have very complex thoughts about Keyleth, because my compromise was like, okay, well, I don't need to learn the spell if you know, can somebody else do the spell for me and find Rashawn for me? But they pointed out here is like, no, it has to be a connection to the person that you're trying to find. So, and no one else can do the spell unless somebody else knows Rashawn. So I get that. I'm curious. We'll just keep going with Keyleth. At the end there, where she's actually doing the spell, the ritual, or whatever. I wonder if there's any Easter eggs in what she was seeing. I feel like there was one. It's only showing me one freeze frame of, like, a mother with a child, so I don't know if that's anything. But there was one part where I was like, oh, I know that. I feel like one part looked like Ankarel. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that looked like Ankarel. There's a volcano. So like that's why I don't know if some of it is like the past also. I'm assuming it's like all the present, because the way that I'm visualizing this spell, it's like she's going into the ley line through the earth, you know, reaching through the roots and shit. And so she like sees what's going on somewhere else around the earth. So it's all kind of present. You know, ley lines are generally like magical and, you know, very powerful and stuff. So I could see them being like, no, there's echoes of the past in there, but I think it's supposed to be all present day. So the volcano thing, my point was like, maybe that was Pyra, but I don't think that's anything to do with it. There's a wolf here. The floating dudes from Ripley's thing. That's what I wanted to say. I want to call them the Red Wizards of Thay, but that's not what they are. The wizards, the people that attacked Ripley in the flashback, right? We saw a little flash of them. Some water, Feywild, I don't know. A bunch of flashes. Okay. And then she eventually goes to the ship. So, like, why was she drawn to Ripley? Well, that was my question at the end. Was she drawn to Ripley? Was she drawn to Vax and Vex? You know, was Raishan there somehow? What was she drawn to? She said it was like something else. So, I don't know if there's something deeper or if I'm reading too far into it of where it's like, no, she was just, you know, she was, because it is, again, emotional thing, kind of like they mentioned, you know, seek out your bitterness or whatever. So I'm assuming maybe there is some sort of emotion that she is following that is leading her to Vex and Vax, specifically Vax probably. But yeah, I'm curious to see if there is something more of like, she is finding Raishan, but it's something else, you know, but she's hidden. So jumping over to Vex and Vax now, splitting up also. I will say I like that we're getting some different character dynamics, but I don't know. Just the mood always goes down when the party is split, because it's just like, no, we're happy family, we found family kind of stuff. And then now it's just like, everyone doesn't, not that they don't like each other, but it's just like, well, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna go do this now because I don't have anything else to live for here. Cool to see Vax's ties with the Thieves Guild and, you know, Thieves Can't type shit. That was funny. I was like, why are there subtitles here? I can hear what they're saying, and then it took me a second to be like, oh, okay, that's just their way of doing Thieves Can't in the show, which is cool. Vex needs to see a therapist. I think that's what I need. That's what I heard. You know, she's like, if I do anything besides work, but honestly, same. I mentioned last episode. God, yesterday was rough for me. Like I was like pacing. I was just laying on the couch, just like staring at the ceiling. I was doing anything. I was like, I want to play a video game to like get my mind off shit, but nothing's interesting right now. I think I ended up taking a nap. I've been up since 4 a.m. today. It is 3 in the afternoon right now. So yeah, it was bad, and it's not better, but like I get it, Vex. So the long story short, Vex needs to like work through this thing with Percy, and I get that, you know, she's fucked up about it, but like she's got a little bit of some stuff to work out here. I keep popping up the cast list here. So Fred Tatasciore, I don't remember how to say it, but I know him. He's Cletus' father. I didn't catch that in season 2. Deborah Wilson as this Earth Ashari person. I love that. She's such a great voice actor too. I kind of just went on a tangent about voice actors for no reason. Okay, as far as the episode, yeah, that's where we left off. Like 2 episodes left. It's also just a weird thing of like pacing, you know. It feels like, again, where are we building to? That's my big thing, you know. And I'm curious to see how much of this is actually rewrites. 'Cause I don't remember the team splitting up like this, you know. Again, I feel like Thordak was the final, not the final episode, but it was like the final thing. And then after we killed Thordak, it was like celebration, and epilogue and shit. So the fact that we killed Thordak halfway through this season, and then now we're like dealing with Raishan and Ripley and whatever else, my theory about maybe the Whispered One, I like that they're going, I'll say liberation. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know, it's cool that they're able to write the show in its own way. I'm kind of waiting to see the payoff, because right now I'm like, I don't know if it was the best idea to do it like that. Sorry, I'm getting out of frame here. You know, but I'll wait until the end of the season to sort of see where we're left off. But yeah, you know, it's definitely taking some liberties from the show or the campaign, which is interesting. We'll see how it pays off. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm repeating myself. Thanks for watching. 2 episodes left. Can't wait to see where we go. Maybe we'll have some news about season 4 or Mighty 9. Anyways, and for real, be done. Good night. Goodbye. See you next one.